Okay, it should be on now. I can see that it's picking up the microphone.
It's static.
It should be on now. Huh?
Oh no. here and give it as a hadiyah for Imam Hussain alayhi salam and all the Shuhada at Karbala. Remember, I'm supposed to speak in English, right? Because I don't remember which day I'm speaking where in Urdu and which day I'm speaking in English. So please excuse me for asking. So now this verse that I recited from Surah Al-Imran, number 92. It says that you will never attain bir. You will never attain bir unless you give out from what you love, from what is close to you. And whatever you give from, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. What is bir? Just I translated everything as apart from the word bir. What is bir? What will I not attain if I don't give from what I love? Bir is quite a comprehensive word, and it's quite difficult to explain in English. There's no one word meaning. It includes things like piety or taqwa as we define. It includes kindness. All kinds of goodness is what we call bir. And once we attain bir, then we are closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have attained a level of self-annihilation, as we refer to in, in Arifana studies, in mystical studies. Once we attain bir, we have gone a station beyond in that journey, which is closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, till we achieve the station of fana, which is annihilation, total annihilation. So it is important to give from what you love. Now, I've got a few hadiths, which I want to paraphrase it in front of you, so that we actually drive home the point of giving sadaqah. Because I was told to talk on sadaqah and sadaqah jariyah and the impact of sadaqah and all, and related to Imam Hussain and his association with Arbaeen of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. So all these hadiths, they're going to be few, so please bear with me. I'm pretty sure that you've made the effort to come to Luton. Most of you are not from here, right? Most of you traveled abroad from all of the places in the UK. MashaAllah, may Allah bless you all for gathering together. And it would not be incorrect if I said thanks to Masjid-e-Ali for giving you this opportunity to gather here in a very good space and giving me the opportunity to talk in front of you. I've never been in your community before. So although I've been to Luton, Masjid-e-Ali many times, people who are from Luton, they know that. So thank you very much for having me around. Hopefully you can gain something from what I have to say from the hadith of the Immat alayhi salam and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salawat ala Muhammad wa alayhi. And I'm also going to apologize because I did, ask my brothers who have asked me to come here to get me on quickly. So because it's a day of Arbaeen and you have to do one majlis after the other. So people want to use their time as best as they can, especially being the weekend. On the weekday, only in the evening. Sometimes some places you have daytime, but it's a weekend, so you have daytime, evening, and morning if it is all possible. So cutting out all the small talk, let's head down to what is sadaqah. The ayat explains what is giving, what it means to give in order to reach the station where we are closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our journey towards Allah, right? Now, I'm not going to talk about mystics and irfan now here. I'll keep it very, very simple. Many of you are very educated in irfan. Many of you are not educated in irfan. We'll keep a balance so that everybody understands, inshallah, ta'ala, what I'm about to say. So let's start by a hadith in which Rasulullah said that salat, saum and sadaqah are very important ibadat, forms of worship. Now he's not talking about the wajibat here. There is no doubt that the wajibat is like saying that, wajibat is saying like, I drank water today. Who are you doing a favor? You have to live, so you drink water. So that's like saying I did my 5 times prayers today. That's exactly even more than that. Because it is our identity to perform 5 times prayers. It is our identity to perform the fasting in the month of Ramadan. It is our identity to be giving zakat and khums, which is obligatory on us. There's nothing that nobody's doing any favors to anybody apart from themselves by giving it to somebody. Okay, now let me give you a scenario here. Let me take myself as an example. So I have this khums that I need to give. As you know, it is 1/5 of what I save every year. Let's say I saved about 50,000 pounds. How much is 20%? 1/5. Anybody want to? Sorry? 10,000, mashallah. Very good arithmetics over here. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So 10,000 pounds, you know, my own hard-earned money, I have to give it away. It is going to be something sitting on my heart, right? It's not easy. Many of us don't make 10,000 a year. Hopefully most of you do. But you know, 10,000 sounds like a lot of money. I go and give it to the representative of the marja, who gives me advice where to give and what, you know, where not to give and which institutions and which people and all that. So I go, let's say I divide it into half. One is Sahme Sadat, one is Sahme Imam. I give it to whoever I want to give it to. When I give it, I'm feeling very proud of myself. You know what? I'm giving it to you. Without this money, you won't be able to run this institution, that institution that you're running. And then I am back. You know, that person is feeling very obliged, mashallah. He has given 5,000 to me as Sahme Sadat. He's given 5,000 to me as Sahme Imam. You know, that person is happy, okay, fine. But what have I done here? It is as if I am doing him a favor. What I've actually done is I've got the rest of my 40,000 halal here so that I can use it. If he had not taken it, if there was nobody to be taking that money from me, I did not have halal money to spend on myself, or my friends, or my family, whatever, or any entertainment. So when we are giving something obligatory to somebody, don't think that you're doing them a favor. It is us who are being in a position so that we can make our own income halal so that we can enjoy that money. Otherwise, we will be tools of shaitan. You know, you see this different perspective that I've drawn out now? Because we feel very happy that, no, I gave him that much, you know. Not tell everybody, but you know, you go talk to your wife, for example. You go talk to your mum. I gave so much, you know, I earned only 1,000, I gave 200 pounds to somebody as my khums. And actually, that's where parents need to be, no, mashallah, my boy, my girl, you did such a good thing. No, give them the right picture. Tough love is important. In our days, and you all who are the elders here, or a little bit elderly, I won't call you elders, might be upset with me, sorry. So who are a little bit grown up, let's put it right, in a nice way, both men and women. So you know what kind of sacrifices you have made to attain something in life, or achieve something which you call that you are happy that you've managed to do that. In very difficult circumstances, especially from where you all come from. You know, the people who are growing up now, the children who are growing up now, I'm going to be really, really harsh to them. And I'll say it as it is, as I see it. They're a bunch of sissies compared to you lot who are grown up. Now you might not like it. How dare you call my children sissies? Well, you have given them so many resources that you did not have when you were growing up. And look at what they are working with those resources. It's never been about how much you have. It's about what you do with what you have. If you have little and you do this much, that's a lot. If you have this much and you do this much, what have you done? You basically frittered away the resources that your parents gave you. So it is important to understand that, you know, we need to give tough love to our children so that they are in the straight and narrow. They understand. Just because you have earned your money now, the grown-ups, doesn't mean that you make your children weak people. Okay, I have not even actually started dealing with my topic. I'm only giving you tablighi stuff right now. I'm going to give you one more quotation for the mums, especially if they're there, mums here, and also for the dads. Youngsters, it is good for you to keep it because you can quote it, and you know you'll be the star of the show. Tough times create good people. Tough times create good people. Good people create easy times. Easy times create weak people. This is a cycle which goes on. It goes on. So we have to be very, very careful where we are leading our younger generation. It is the responsibility of the grown-ups to make sure that you create tough times for your children as well. Not that you don't give them food. Allahu Akbar. That's not the point. No, it's not that. It's like, you make them realize, son, you're not going to get anything and everything that you think that is possible to buy now. You have enough money, maybe you can go to, when you go back to hometown or you go to holiday or something like that, you can go business class. Put him in the economy class. They realize that, no, okay. Otherwise they go to school and say, my dad, we went to first class holiday in Turkey. Okay, fine, great. Alhamdulillah, ala kulli khair. But important for children to understand, go use public transport, not the cab all the time. Learn how to tough it out in life. Go in bad weather. If the weather is bad, Mom, I'm going to stay home and not go to college. Why not? Your dad used to work this hard. I used to work that hard in that kind of weather, in harsh weather conditions. And we all know in your place how harsh the weather conditions can be. So this is all the tabligh stuff I'm giving. I have this, sometimes the duty, sometimes I can't help myself. So that, we all make sure that we are still on the straight and narrow and we are not becoming lax. We don't want to create weak people. That was my only reason for saying that, we are a bunch of sissies nowadays. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Now, Sheikh Kulaini rahmatullah alayh, we all heard of him? Yeah? Al-Kafi? Yeah. He narrates in his book from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. Now I'm giving hadith after hadith to you, and they are all very relevant hadith. He said that Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said that there is nothing which is heavier on shaitan than a moment giving sadaqah in the name of Allah to another moment. There is nothing that goes heavier on shaitan than this. Giving sadaqah to another moment. Okay, that's one hadith. So it is extremely, extremely important that we do give sadaqah. Make shaitan lose all the time. Because Allah has given him the option, okay, go and try. Go and try your whatever you want to do till the day of Qiyamah. You have been given free reign, because after that, guaranteed one person going to hell is Iblis. Allah said that you'll be in hell. But He's given him the freedom to go and try to distract people. And He has said that He will sit on Sirat al-Mustaqim and He will distract people except those who are mukhlasin. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So we are all prey to shaitan's powers of suggestion. He doesn't make us do things, remember that. Allah has not given him the power to make us do things, whatever he suggests. But he has given him the power to suggest. MashaAllah, you're such a nice speaker, everybody loves you. You're a good speaker, Now I am the star. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm something now. I forget that Allah gave me this opportunity to talk about Him and try to bring myself and the people who are listening close. Now shaitan is saying, MashaAllah, people love your speeches. How good are you? Now I'm walking in society that I'm the best thing that happened next to sliced bread. So it's not, being humble is important. Sadaqah does that. Shaitan needs to be destroyed each and every time, because it is not that kind of a salesman. If you slam the door in the face one day, they'll not turn up again. That salesman is going to come again and again and again and again and again till you die. He will not let you be, however pious you might be, however much haji and zahir you are, he will not let go of his efforts. He doesn't need to go to the pubs and the cinema halls. He has to come here. Don't think that you are sitting in the masjid, that you are safe from shaitan. This is where his work needs to be done. Why does he need to go to the pub? It's done. Job's done over there. The job needs to be done here. So that is why we have to be aware of shaitan. And sadaqah is something that makes shaitan feel very, very heavy, very angry at that. Next hadith. From Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything for which He has a khazin. Somebody who's in charge of that, somebody who protects that or keeps that. For example, you pray salat. There's protocol. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a protocol for this world and His creations. Not that Allah can't do it Himself. Allah is capable of doing anything, as we all know. So He has done that. Somebody takes care of your salat. They say, okay, he did so many on-time salat, so many qada salat, so many times he missed it altogether, and all that. He has that. Somebody has that list. Somebody has that about your fasting. Somebody has that about how much you worked and all that. So all these things, there is a khazin. Even for Jahannam, there is a khazin. How many people will go there and who are going to be there? So, but for sadaqah, Allah says, no, I'll take care of this myself. I'll take care of this myself. Don't want anybody to be counting it on my behalf or taking care of who has given what and when and how. I will take care of this myself. I'm just paraphrasing. Allah doesn't say things like that, as you know. But the implication of the hadith from Imam Sadiq Salam alayhi is that. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Another wonderful hadith. Fantastic one. Please pay attention if you have not already. I hope I've got your attention by now. Okay? Now, Imam Sadiq Salam alayhi said that whenever his father gave sadaqah to a sa'il, sa'il means somebody who asks, sa'il, from su'al, sa'il, somebody asks. He used to give it in his hand and then take it back from his hand, smell it, kiss it, and then put it back in his hand. Why? Now, you're all very happy because Imam Baqir alayhi salam did this. But what's the philosophy about this? You know why? Allah says, this is from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that whenever you give sadaqah to somebody in the right spirit, that's the first thing, that's the underlying statement. Sadaqah has to be in the right spirit. If you're doing it for show off, nil, maybe negative. Okay, but if it's done in the right spirit, before it reaches the hand of the person asking, it reaches Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It reaches Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Muhammad. So what is Imam alayhi salam saying here? Our fifth Imam, sorry. He's saying, he gives the sadaqah to the sa'il, then takes it back, smells it, kisses it and puts it back. Why? Because now that is blessed, because Allah has taken it. Allah has taken it because of His hand. So he kisses it, he smells the fragrance of, that closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then puts it back in his hand. Because you are the agent who made it possible for me to be able to do this, so that Allah takes this from me. So this is such a beautiful hadith. Now whenever we give, just remember, when you're giving, what you are doing, what you are indulging in. Inshallah ta'ala. May Allah give us all the opportunity to give it in this spirit. Now, another hadith. On the day of judgment, this is from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, who is quoting from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, golden chain of narration from Imam Sadiq salam alayhi. Now, he says that Rasulullah said that on the day of judgment, when the plane on which all the souls are standing and waiting, it's like fire. It's very, very hot. And there are people or mu'mineen who are in the shade. And that shade comes from giving sadaqah. It is one of the few things that creates shade on the day of judgment, giving sadaqah. Okay? When we talk about sadaqah jariyah, it can't go more than that. We give one now, on the day of judgment, you are in the shade, mashallah. That is the day which is a desperate day. We use the word desperate and great in a very, very casual manner. But sometimes when you feel the essence of the word, then you realize what desperate actually means. Nothing and nobody will stand for you, for me, anybody. Everybody will be so desperate that, they'll be looking after themselves, their interest and their safety. Your mom and dad, all of us have moms and dads, sometime or the other, if they're alive, mashallah, may Allah keep them. But everybody's moms and dads has taken care of them so much. They cannot stand their child being in a desperate situation in this world. On that day, no mom and dad will look after you. They'll look after themselves only. That kind of desperation, one sadaqah in the right spirit, helps us to feel the heat much, much less. It is more palatable. It is more bearable. That's what sadaqah can do. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, another hadith in which what happens to the sadaqah that you give now? Let's say you give sadaqah when you were, let's say, you got your first job and you, mashallah, because your parents told you to give sadaqah, my son, my daughter, give sadaqah. So on that day you gave sadaqah. Now you're 50 years old, 60 years old. Maybe you gave in your money, well, not in your money now, it's pound, but the time's gone by. We give 10 rupees. 10 rupees, at least when I was younger, 10 rupees could buy you a lot of things. It could, in university, I could survive for 1 week with 10 rupees. So in your days, maybe, who knows? So 10 rupees was good enough. Could buy bananas in the morning, have lunch, maybe not dinner, but you could survive, I said. Use the word survive. Could survive on 10 rupees. Some people don't know what is 10 rupees like. It's like saying you have like 2 pounds nowadays. What are you going to do with 2 pounds? You say, what are you talking about? I can't survive 2 days with 2 pounds. So when you give sadaqah to the level of a part of a date, this is what the hadith says. A part of a date, not even the full date. A part of the date, if you give sadaqah, then Allah makes it grow. Which is why I said 10 rupees, the example of 10 rupees. When you were 18, maybe you got your first job, 10 rupees you give. Allah makes it grow. Only if you're given just like a part of a date. 10 rupees is a lot of dates. Maybe in those times when you gave it, maybe you could buy 5 dates with 10 rupees. So much so that it can grow to the size of Mount Uhud. If people who have gone to Medina and Makkah, they will know where Mount Uhud is and what is it like, where Hazrat Hamza was killed over there. He was martyred over there along with many others in the Muslim army. And Rasulullah was in danger in that battle. And Imam Ali alayhi salam was there to protect him. Salamullah alayhi. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So you don't have an investment bank that can grow as much as that can grow your investment. Sadaqah, we always want our money to grow. Nowadays, there's a big talk nowadays, recession. You don't put your money in the bank. Well, I've got only 50 pounds in my bank. What are you talking about? Where shall I put my 50 pounds? I have nowhere. Invest it. Who will take my 50 pounds to invest? If in the way of Allah, we give 1 pence on the day of judgment, it will be like 100,000 pounds, who knows? That kind of an investment bank does not exist in this world. That's how great sadaqah is. So we are always talking about investments and making our money grow. Of course we should, why not? We should use all the rationality that is possible to make our resources grow. But how will we get to that point where we understand that if you give in the way of Allah, that will help us in so many ways when there's nobody to help us. And not just now, maybe not 5 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later, when we are in the grave and we're living the life in barzakh, which is a very, very long life. I always give this example. The life in barzakh is minimum 100,000 years. It could be 1,000,000 years as well. Minimum 100,000 years. And then we have the eternal life after the day of Qiyamah. All these places, this 10 rupee that I gave when I was 18 in the right spirit, mashallah, it's creating so much ease for me. But by that time, it will be too late to realize. We need to realize now, when the shaitan is working on us, mashallah, hard-earned money, why are you giving it to him? He's going to drink it. Maybe he will do. But you don't know that. It's your conjecture. That's another topic altogether, where to give, how to do the due diligence, where you're giving and all that. We'll come to that in a little bit. But it is important to know to give in the right spirit now. Just to go aside a little bit, any of you in the Taqleed of Ayatollah Sistani here? Raise hands, please. A few. Now, in Ayatollah Sistani's office in London, they do a box for sadaqah. Where you can, in here, we find it very difficult to give sadaqah to people, generally speaking. Government has systems in place to provide for them. But we want to give sadaqah, so we wait for when we go home, when we send the money back home or wherever in poor places or poor people in a calamity in Yemen or in Syria or in Kashmir or Palestine, whatever you want to give in Africa. So there you wait for the chance to give it over there. But we are encouraged to give sadaqah on a daily basis, even if it's small. If you can't, you don't have to give £100 every day. Now I'll explain what sadaqah is, how we can achieve bir in a couple of sentences now. Ayatollah Sistani has a box in which if you put in money, it is like, according to his fatwa, it is like it has reached the one who you are intended for. So basically, you are literally putting it in somebody's hand. That's his fatwa. He is responsible for that. As your marja, he is responsible for his fatwa, right? So your job is to follow your marja so that you can attain closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by doing your due diligence, right? So get that box, and there are people in Luton, many of them, who actually, if you call the office of Ayatollah Sistani, it is, what's this charity called? Ya Allah Kareem. Al-Ain, you've heard of Al-Ain? That's the one. So Al-Ain have boxes. They have blue ones, clear ones, all that. And they go around in town, if you call them, they'll come and deliver you the box. When it's full, they'll take it back from you as well. You don't have to run around to Ayatollah Sistani's office in Bronsbury Park to deposit it back. So it is an easy system for people here to give a sadaqah on a daily basis. Every day 1 pence, okay. Every day £1, every day £10, depending on people, all different people. So this is one way of doing sadaqah on a daily basis. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, another very, very relevant hadith. If you give sadaqah, it drives away bad death. Now, bad death, very vague statement. What does that mean? What is bad death? Bad death for some could be a very painful death. Bad death for some could be a lonely death. Bad death for some could be a death in a very bad position, morally, in a very bad situation. These things all could be classified as bad death, and depending on you, what you consider bad death. But if you give sadaqah, it drives away bad death from whatever your consideration you think it is. How important it is for us that when we have our last breath in this world, maybe we want to be with our loved ones, maybe we want to be in a position where we are clean, ritually clean, maybe we want to be in a place where it is considered a nice place to die, maybe in our homes, maybe in a masjid while doing sajda, maybe in ziyarat, who knows, somewhere like that. So you want to have a good death. Everybody wants to have a good death. Nobody wants to be, in a bad death, whatever you want to call, whatever bad death you define it as. So sadaqah drives away bad death. Then you have, if you have debts and you give sadaqah, you can pay off your debts quickly. It sounds like a contradiction, right? I am in debt because I don't have money. I have borrowed money from somebody to be able to meet my own needs or to get something done. And you're telling me to give sadaqah from there so that I can get out of debt quickly? That is totally counterproductive by the sounds of it. But we don't know what Allah knows. Allah has given this teaching to us through Imam Alayhi Salam. So if Imam have said that, it will help, then it will help. We don't know how, but it will help. Because it's not that if you're struggling to eat today and you borrowed money for that, then you have to give it from some. People do give from that as well. People do give from something that they have taken to eat, and somebody asks them, can I have some? They give half of that, sometimes full. As you know, in history, in our belief system, that Imam Amir al-Mu'minin and his family gave their whole food to the one who came to the door, not 1 day, not 2 days, but 3 days. To the door, they remained hungry. So much so that the children were so weak they couldn't put their foot properly. And Rasulullah said, what's going on? My sons, what's happened to them? So that's how sadaqah can help. Another one for you. All relevant to what we can achieve. Because many of us are in debt in any case. Forget about the mortgage. You don't call that debt. You earn enough money to pay the mortgage, that's why you have mortgage. But that is not considered as the debt that we are talking about. Debt means that you need money for something, you can't get it through your own means, and you've asked your friend or your family member to give you some money, lend you some money, so that you can achieve that goal. And that debt mostly plays in your mind. What if I die without paying the debt? That's going to be a really harsh situation for us because we are in debt now. So if you give sadaqah, Allah will help us to give away the debt quickly, pay back quickly. Now then, is another thing that, another hadith, if you give sadaqah, from Imam Baqir al-Islam, if you give sadaqah, then it stops poverty, it prolongs your life, increases your rizq, and it can remove bad debt of 70 or 90 times. Let me repeat this. From Imam Baqir al-Islam, sadaqah will increase your rizq, it will increase your life, and you will get pleasant, more halal rizq, and it will stop debt of more than 70 or 90 times. Bad debt of 70 or 90 times. Now, why is 70 or 90? Did you get it? It's from Arabic, right? I'm just paraphrasing for you. Saba'in and Tithin. 70 or 90. In the days gone by, when I say days gone by, very, very long time ago, the time of the Imam, Arabic was written without dots. So it was very similar. The tha and the ta could be very similar. They had a different style of writing, but when you read it, you could read it as Saba'in or you could read it as Tithin as well. 70 or 90. So that is why it is said maybe 70 or maybe 90, one of those two. But all these kind of bad debts could be stopped just by giving sadaqah. This is from Imam Baqir al-Islam. So you all believe in the fact that the qawl, the hadith of the Masoom is hujjah on us or not? Anybody have any doubt? Then please clarify it so that there's no point in taking this hadith in any more. Because I am coming from the point of view that you and me are from the same reference point, that when a Masoom says something, that is hujjah for me. That is enough for me, that will work for me. Because he said it. Or Bibi Salamullah alayhi said it. That is enough for me. I don't know how, why, but they said it, I know it will work, inshallah ta'ala. Right? Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Now, if you give sadaqah, then calamities, unforeseen calamities can be driven away. We don't know what calamities might turn up. Recently, one of my brother-in-laws, my wife's cousins, he was going to his office and he just slipped and broke his leg. Not a fit young man, well, young as in, as you know, I wouldn't call anybody old, like I said, my age. So, suddenly he broke his leg. This is an unforeseen calamity, right? Allah might forgive many mistakes that happen for any calamity that anybody suffers. But it does happen. It could be something else. Anything which I don't want to talk about now, because it is not very nice to talk about calamities. Not a bigger calamity than Imam Hussein's tragedy in Karbala. Now, I'll give you a couple more hadiths before I stop on this one. Imam Sadiq Salamullah said that if you give sadaqah, it gives shifa to the one who is sick. From now on, you don't need to go to the doctor. Sack your GP. You know how much trouble you have with GP? I know that. I have as well. Sack your GP. Only give sadaqah, you'll be fine. That's not what I mean. You have to do your due diligence because you live in the material world. There is a cause and an effect in this world. This is what philosophy, I'm talking a little bit of philosophy, which I think you're capable of understanding in any case. There's a cause which creates an effect in this world. If you don't do the cause, don't expect the effect to happen. Allah gives rizq. Allah gives rizq. Okay, fine. I'm going to sit at home. Rizq is going to come to me? Never. You have to go, study, make yourself capable, work hard, get expertise. Then only you get rizq. So you have to get the prescriptions. You have to get the medicine. You have to take the medication. And then you can, along with it, give sadaqah. So it removes the illnesses. It gives shifa to all of us. So Imam Sadiq Salam said that. Now, last one for today, and then I'll generally wrap up, is the fact that if you take care of a family who's a mu'min, if you take care of a family who is a mu'min, this is from Imam Baqir, this is from Imam Baqir. He said that if you take care of a family in such a way that their needs are met and without causing them to lose respect in society, sometimes the people who you give to can also be sometimes quite crass and rude sometimes. You are used to sending them, money, let's say whatever amount, every 4th or 5th of the month. And then sometimes the money is delayed and they are shouting at you, money has not come in. So basically they can be, and you can think, I am giving you money and you are being rude to me. Why? What are you being rude to me for? No, I'm doing you a favor. You have no respect, you have no humility, nothing. But there's no point in talking like that. because we are doing ourselves a favor. They are used to getting rizq from somewhere, which is me, you, whoever it might be. And now they haven't received it. Who are they going to scream at? So you are my person who pays my salary. You have to give it to me. So Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, if you give a person, take care of a family in such a manner that don't lose respect in society, then it is as if you had done, the reward is for one Hajj. No. It's a 2 Hajj. No, 10 Hajj. Why did he say that this way? Because he wanted people to get attention. What is he saying? 1, 2, 3, 10? Then he said 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 Hajj. The reward is 70 Hajj. I don't know how many of you have done Hajj already once, your obligatory Hajj. The ones you have done it, their job is done. At least one obligatory Hajj is important, right? Not important, mandatory. If you can do it, if you have the money and the health to do it and the possibility to do it, it is important to do the Hajj. But for people who do not have the means, it's not important for them to do Hajj. But if you give sadaqah in such a manner that you take care of a family without them losing the respect, then it is like you've done 70 Hajj. This is from somebody who has the shafa from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is from somebody. I'm not making it up. Now all this is there to drive us forward and encourage us to give sadaqah more. Give sadaqah more in the right spirit. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam used to give sugar as sadaqah. People ask him, why you give sugar as sadaqah? Sukkar. You know, those times it was a bit more pure sugar. Now it's like mixed with a lot of treatment done and the chemicals and all that stuff. But he said that I give sugar because I like sugar a lot. And as I mentioned in the ayat itself, you give from something you like. Now, this is the main, all the hadiths that I've given you. And the thing about sadaqah is the fact that, you know, when you give sadaqah, do not say anything which is impolite to the person you're giving sadaqah. Just to show how good you have done to them. What that does is bring it back to 0. If not 0, it could bring it back to -20 as well. Depending on how rude you have been to that person. That, you know, sometimes, you know, you think that this guy is not a good guy to give money to. Don't give money. That's fine. If you think he's not mustahaq, he doesn't deserve it, don't give the money. But don't go on giving the money and then saying, don't come next time, I don't want to see you again. We do that, right? I don't want to see you. You are going to waste this money, I'm going to see you again here in the street. In every locality, I don't know about you, at least in mine. Anybody from Slough? Nobody from Slough. Good, I can talk about it. So, in every locality, there are 2 or 3 people who you see begging on a daily basis. That is their job. That is how they make their money. And some of them make a lot of money, by the way. Tax-free. You and me give taxes. Well, most of us give taxes, I don't know. But, you know, he is seen everywhere. Or she is going to be seen every day. And you give them once, you feel bad. If you give them once, you give them twice, thrice. No, he's there all the time. So you ask the shopkeepers, oh, that's his job, that's what he does. I said, oh, okay. So that's what he does. So now I'm thinking, why should I give it to him? That's his job. But he is still needy, that's why he's standing there. Sometimes it's not very easy to stand in the cold and the rain, but he's still standing there to take money from you. Whatever the reason might be. If you don't want to give because you think that he is dodgy, or whatever your decision in your head might be, don't give it to him. But don't look at him in a very lowly manner or in a harsh, don't say any harsh words, nothing like that. Just step away. Say, no, not today. Whatever you want to say. Just go away. Important thing is to not create negative for our own self. This is what I'm driving at. If you give somebody and then you again create negative for doing that, then it is basically no use doing something like that. And today is the day of Arbaeen, where the sadaqah that was given by Imam Hussain and his family is remembered by us. We are sitting here, my dear brothers and sisters, because we are benefiting from the sadaqah of the Aimat who have given their lives, who have not just given their lives, they have given the lives of someone they loved. It is not easy. If I told you, let me kill your son, I will save, the rest of you will be saved. You say, no, kill me. Don't kill my son, kill me. You are happy to die because it's easier for you to die. I'm not saying it's easy, it's easier. than to see your son being killed. That is something very, 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 I cannot even give you the number of veries. That is hard for a parent to see their child die. Can you imagine? The Shabiha Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was given as his contribution, Imam Hussein's contribution, on the day of Ashura. Imam Hussein had made up his mind, everybody is giving their own, heirs as sadaqah in his way. Imam Hussain alayhi salam gave Ali Akbar as his contribution to that jihad. How hard must it have been? And he said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, "Ya Allah, I'm sending somebody who is like the khulq and the khalq of Rasulullah, who resembles Rasulullah in khulq and in khalq, which means in character and in personality." Can you imagine? Imam Hussain alayhi salam must have felt, he must have remembered his grandfather so much. His grandfather used to love him so much. His grandfather said, "Hussein is from me and I'm from Hussein." So much. So sending somebody who is 18 years old, who he has spent time letting him grow and flourish, and then he sends him who reminds him of his great grandfather as well. Great as in the greatness of the personality. And when Ali Akbar goes, he says, first take permission from the ladies in the tents. Imam Hussain alayhi salam gave permission to Ali Akbar because it was his contribution. He didn't stop him. He was sad, but he had given the permission. Unlike Qasim, where Imam alayhi salam cried so much in giving permission to Qasim that he didn't cry so much for anybody else. But Ali Akbar, he gave permission, said, just go and ask permission from the ladies in the tent. Your mom, your auntie raised you. Go and seek permission. And he went there, and every time he wanted to come out, the door would open and then close because some other woman would drag him back. Ali Akbar, my dear son, don't go. Because nobody's coming back who goes, we can't let you go. Shabir Rasulullah, we can't let you go. You are the son of Hussein. And each time the door would open and the door would close, the tent, And ultimately he came out, and when he came out to go to battle, it was as if, somebody had died, and the ladies were screaming in the house that somebody has died. Nobody had died. Ali Akbar had just come out to go to battle, fight on behalf of his father, fight for the truth, because he was with the truth. And Imam Hussain alayhi salam let him go. And when Ali Akbar went on his horse, he could hear footsteps behind him. He turned around and he saw his father, his elderly father, running behind the horse. Imam Hussain is thirsty, but at the same time, he is running behind the horse which is taking Ali Akbar. And Ali Akbar stops and says, "Oh father, you've already done goodbyes. I am going to fight now. Please stay back." And Imam Hussain says, such a poignant statement. So my dear son, you don't have a son. That's why you don't know how hard it is to let go of a son like you. Can you imagine what was going through that father's heart and mind? Ali Akbar goes and fights. He fights like a valiant fighter, a brave fighter. And his mother is at the tent's door. And she's looking at Imam Hussain alayhi salam because she can gauge from her husband's demeanor what is going on with her son. And once she sees Imam Hussein's demeanor change into something very serious, and she asks from the door, "Ya Aba Abdullah, is my son safe? Has he been wounded?" Imam Hussain says, "No, don't worry, but there is a very brave fighter that has come in front of your son. Go inside and pray that your son returns to you." And Ali Akbar's mother goes inside and starts praying with the ladies, "Ya Allah, who reunited Yusuf with Yaqub, reunite my son with his father." What happened? Whatever happened? So she is praying to reunite her son with his father. And after some time, Ali Akbar comes back to his father. His eyes are sunken. He is very, very tired. He is very thirsty. He is fighting people who are fed and have had water to drink. But Ali Akbar comes back and says, "Oh, my father, my thirst is killing me. If only I had a drink of water, I'll show them what fighting a battle is like. I will show it to them." And Imam feels very sorry for his son. And he says, "Put your tongue on my tongue so that you can get some moisture for yourself." When Ali Akbar puts his tongue on his father's tongue, he draws back quickly. And he says, "My dear father, your tongue is like there are thorns on your tongue. It is so dry." And Imam Hussain says, "My dear son, go and fight now. Rasulullah is waiting to quench your thirst. Amir al-Mu'mineen is waiting to quench your thirst. Go and fight to the best you can." And Ali Akbar fights and fights and fights till he is hit by a spear in his chest and he falls down on the ground. And he says salam to his father and says, "Take my salam, ya Maula." And Imam Hussain rushes. "Ali Akbar, where are you?" He can't see. He says, "I can't see, I've lost my sight." And he goes and reaches Ali Akbar. Ali Akbar is lying on the ground of Karbala in the hot sand. And he has his hand clenched to his chest as if something is burning inside his chest. And Imam Hussain looks at his son and he says, "Come on, we go to the tent." And Ali Akbar has got his hand on his chest. He's not moving that hand. He said, "Come on me, hold my neck, my son. I'll take you back to the tent." But Ali Akbar is not moving his hand. He said, "What is there, son? Why aren't you moving your hand from your chest?" And Ali Akbar says, "My dear father, that spear, the spearhead is broken inside my chest. It hurts a lot over there." And Imam Hussain says, "Okay, let me have a look." And he sees the spearhead inside the chest of his beloved son. And he puts his hand on Ali Akbar's chest. He grabs the spearhead with the other hand, puts his knee on the ground, and he says, "Ya Ali, help me." And he pulls the spearhead out of Ali Akbar's chest. And the entire heart of Ali Akbar comes out on the spearhead. "Hur, where are you? Now, where are you?" Imam Hussain alayhi salam was there, and he had said to you, "Nobody can carry the dead body of his grown-up son. Ya Hussain, there is nobody to help you carry the body of Ali Akbar back to the tent. You are carrying the body of Ali Akbar back to the tent." Zainab is aghast. Everybody is in tears. "Ala lanatullah ala qawmi zalimin. Wa sayalamu allazina zalamu ayya munqalibin yanqalibun." Salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Ya Allah, in the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the Ahlul Bayt of his family, please accept this small contribution in ibadat and in remembrance of Imam Hussain alayhi salam and the sacrifices of him and his family. Give us the tawfiq to understand and gain more marifah of the Ahlul Bayt. Give us the tawfiq and the hidayah to follow on their footsteps for our own salvation, inshallah ta'ala. Ya Allah, forgive our sins, forgive the sins of our parents, of our relatives, and bring all mu'mineen close to each other, inshallah ta'ala. On this day of Arbaeen of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, we beseech you to give us the hidayah to be steadfast in the time of hard trouble and tests. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alayhi tahirin.
We'll now be having Marsiya, Kashmiri Marsiya by Zakir from Kashmir, Syed.
जी बिल्कुल
कितना फोन दो पान या एक फोन स्क्रीन
Aslafan himself, Mumin, UK must be it. Klingen Amwatan, Aslafan, Ariban Amwatan, Hedi Surah, Mubarak, Fatiha, Bismillah, ar-Rahman, ar-Raheem, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin, ar-Rahman, ar-Raheem, Maliki Yawmiddin, إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله احد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم بجاه محمد واهل بيته الطاهرين بر محمد وآل محمد صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل بفرج يا الله That's a night for the off. Sorry.
Kalk speech is always per person.
Ito ka mo sa kapwa nito po.
That's because Zoom is per card. Because Zimbabwe na faci Zoom is per și tămân hacan buze, tași mine hacan buze. No. Okay, fine. Tell us wait with me.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Tell us we could sneak up there. Tell us we could come. So Bismillah. You want to
Ya Allah, mutlak kaini icaduk bara kumbaya seri akil bahra akil Atif bilhun falak mawzun zan pul ke mashhur sirf benzi girdadi gatsan ke اہمی انسان فرد فہم رسے گرد وادیا محیط اندیش بنز زخ کنار سے اندیش زاکی
آزاداران کرام یہ مضمون میں انتخاب تندس خدمت مذکور تچو سارنی معلوم تجمش دستاویزی مصر لکھت موجود این مضمون کا نام چھو مضمونی جہاز تو امی مضمون تخلیق کار بنوس یا مصنف بنوس لکھن وول بنوس تم پان مرضی دنہی کا شہنشاہ حضرت مرزا ابو قاسم علیہ الرحمہ و رضوان انہیں سے بنان مضمونی جہاز کاربون مرزا ابو قاسم صاحبن یہ لسطیں سمندری سفر پر اختیار یہ رسول سمندری جہاز سوار دو دہ دو یا وہ دو ہی سمندری جہاز مز گزرے این پتہ آتا اس دماغ اس مزنا بلیت آخر مضمون سے مریم مضمون لکھنی این پتہ دماغ اس مزنا وانکل با مضمون اتنام خد مضمون سمندری جہاز چونکہ سمندری جہاز چے ہیک گل میں محسوس ہی گئی مرزا ابو قاسم صاحبس تو ورن بول سبحان تم گل میں تم ہیک تم گرائی انزل سمندری جہاز مز یوان چھے تم بری مرزا صاحبن اخ مضمون کس واسنس انزل صاحب فہم کو قاسم تم اچھ طرح فکر زی وزنس مز کف جائے چھے چوس اس کہتے کو سز گلن بسان محسوس تو مضمونی گئی ہوں گوڑ میں اصول چیئی یہ کوئی پچھن کات کر دو کہاں ٹاپک لیتے وہ گوڑ شکتا ہے ٹاپک بنیادی ظرف کرن بیان ظرف یعنی تنک گون کرن بیان یہ مزو چیز روزان آسک چونکہ سمندری جہاز ظرف چھو سمندر توجہ صاحب کلام یہ مصنف حضرت مرزا ابو قاسم علیہ الرحمہ و رضوان بیان کران یا اللہ وچنس چانی ایجاد بہرا کون بہرا عقلن بہرا خداوندہ چانی موجودات ایجاد کی یہ ساری کائنات اک وچنس کس بہری یہ چیز اک طویل ترین سمندر یہ اتنا اندھا باندھا چچنی ہمیش ایت فکر ہون فلک موزون زن فلک مشہون گسان گردائی چونکہ فلک مشہون چی قرآن ٹرمینالوجی فلک مشہون چی بنان تک اکس نائیوی ویس ناو دو آسی سمندر سمز گرمز تکنان چی فلک مشہون خدای چی اب کائناتس چینس یا دنیا ہس باقی عالمن مچھان انسان ذہن پہ خطا تمام اچھ انسان ذہن دماغ یوزن چھو زن فلک مشہون زن چی چوبی رمز ناو دسا اکثر وقت پر اس پر بنان مسلم یا اللہ یہ عالم انزل صنعت استوزی منز بے نیازا منز بے زن جہازہ کیرانے زن جہازہ عالم ارزم صنعتس منز بے نیازا زن جہازات کران خدایا یہ چاہیے دنیا بنوتن یہ چھو جہازہ ہی آفتابس اند گرد کران آفتابس اند چکر کران مگر بے نیاز یعنی یتھ دنیا کا ایندھن لگان کی کا تیل لگان کی کا پیٹرول لگان کی یہ بے نیاز مکان یہ چون جو بنومت دنیا بے نیاز جہاز مکان آفتابس نہیں اوئی مجھے برت فردا بنیو عقل کن نا پدا عقل ہو گومت ارجا ہے گومت ہار جا اگر بچت پرت فردا دنیا پرت شخص پرت کا انسان بے عقل ہند نا خدا شونان جہاز چلاون ولس یا ناو چلاون اب دنیا پرت کا فرد بے عقل ہند ناو چلاون وول گومت ہر جا حیران پرت وچ گومت کے حیران چونکہ یہ مسلم حقیقت یم اصطلاح یم لفظ یس ٹرم یم ٹرمینالوجی اس خشکس پر روزن ول لوک آسو استعمال کران تمے لفظ آسن سمندرس مز روزن ول لوک تی استعمال کران مگر تمن نش آس تت معنی الگ اس نش چھس معنی بدل تیز مثال اس ونان اگر اس کا مشکل یہ درپیش اس ونان اس آمد گردابس مز ہم لیکن گرداب گون دراصل مشکل کے گرداب چھنا تح پروسیس سو اک مسئلہ یم سات سمندرس پنن چار یوان یم سات سمندرس اک پنن چاہو جلال یوان یم سات سمندر پنس آبس ایک جائی گول گول نسمان خوب نسمان زدس مز یم تی ناب یم تی جہاز یم تی سمندری حیوان یم تم تمن خوب نسوان سمندر کنی گرٹ کرت بلان پنس شکمس مز تک ونان گرداب یہ وجہ اس اکہ دار اک جماعت اک تم 5 یا 8 نفر ایران تم آئی در خدمت امام علی رضا علیہ السلام یم لوگ تم لوگ یم امپورٹ ایکسپورٹ کران تم لوگ یم ایران مال عرب نمان سمندری جہاز من تو عربک مال ایران انن واپس سمندری جہاز من یمن اس کتاب مشکل درپیش یم آئی در خدمت علی رضا علیہ السلام یمو کور دقل باو دروازہ کور ٹھک ٹھک اج مزرو دروازہ امام رضا علیہ السلام سے ایک غلام یمس ناو اس معروف کرخی ورتو تہ کت پہ ونکس یور کیا دلیل دس معروف اس جہاز چلاون ول لوگ اس ایرانک مال نمان عربک مال انا واپس ایران یعنی امپورٹ ایکسپورٹ کران لیکن اس مسئلہ درپیش اس سمندری سفر کران اس بعض اوقات سمندری سفرس دوران وچان سمندر پن چار ام ارس مسلم اس خطر باسان سون جہاز تہ گوس زدس مز معروف ہم ہو امام رضا علیہ السلام کا دعائے خیر یم ذریعے ات بچ گئے امام رضا سن غلام وقت معروف ترقی دپن یمو لکٹو مسلو خطر امام ژھانڈن کہیں البتہ ام خطر بہ امام رضا سن غلام کافی دپن کیا دپن نیو گژھو واپس ییٚلہِ تُہۍ سمندری سفر ٲسِو کران تۄہہِ باسیو کُنہِ جایہِ سمندرن اوٚن چاک أمۍ مُسرو ٲس یہِ نیرلایہِ اَسہِ سٲرسٕے سمندرس جہازٕے نیرلایہِ سمندر کِس ژٔکِس منٛز تُہۍ منٛز کھیزیو اکھ نفرا جہاز کِس چھتس اَتہِ دیٖزیو بڑِ کرٛیک دٔپزیو سمندر خاموش گژھ معروف کرخی سٕنٛدِ سرو قسم چھِ خاموش گژھ یِمن اوس اعتقاد تہٕ یِم درٛاے یی بنان واپس یمو کوٚر سمندری سفر اختیار سمجھ سمندر سے ایک جائے بڑ اچھ وچھک سمندرن گرداب کور ایم پن اس مسرون یہ کمن کمن ناون تو کمن کمن جہازن خوب نچوان پت کیا کری سمندر ایمن والی کنی گٹ والے پنس شکمس ایمن پیون نفر یاد اشو معروف کرخین امام علی رضا علیہ السلام سندی غلامن درمت اخ وظیف اخلاق یوں خود اخ نفرات جہاز کس چھتس پہ بڑھ دسن کے لیے دوپس سمندر خاموش گز معروف کرخی سندی سر کسن چھ یا تو وہ نیمو سمندر خاموش گز نت گو سمندر خاموش
اللہم صلی اللہ محمد
چلو وقت وقت یم گئے عرب پر لوگ توڑ مال آئے واپس ہوتی یم واپس وقت ایران یمو این کم تحف یمو این کم ڈائی یمو این کم گفٹ در خدمت امام علی رضا میں رضا شکران یہ کیا یم تحف کیاز یم گفٹ کیاز یم تحف کیاز یم ڈائی کیاز بس یا امام اگر نہ تہد غلام اسے وظیف دیا اس گئی ختم دس کیا دس اس وون تہد غلامن یل سمندر گرداب امی چار امی تو جہاز خاطر زی یم آگے سمندرس مز تم مز کھزو نفر اخ چھتس پر بنزو سمندر خاموش گس معروف کرخی سند سرک قسم چھ اس کر یہ عمل سمندر گو خاموش امام علی رضا علیہ السلام اون معروف کرخی بلد دلس معروف قرآن پہ کس پہ ونوت یمن پنہ سرک قسم امام چھ پان زانان مگر گل چھ امامس یم باقی صحابی یا جدید یم تہ گژھن زانیا معروف کرخی مت یا امام یہ شخص پتہ سمندر کر میان سرک احساس سمندر گژھ میان سرک لحاظ انسا معروف امس سرس مز کیا دس یا امام میرس سرس مز یہ خاص مے وہن یا ژتجہن ورین ے برو کن پن سر نورومت توے میرس سرس مز اخ خاص چیز کت پہ حضرت مرزا ابو قاسم پن کلام برو پکنا یا تبک تبک روزت معلق روزت میں سکن وچ یلی یم دریا دلو وچ یلی یم تبک تبک روزت معلق وچ یلی یم دریا دلو اگرچہ اکثر ذاکرین پران چھ ات جائے وچ یلی یم دریا دلو وچ یلی یم دریا لیکن ان اصل لفظ وچ یلی یم دریا دلو یمس تو یمس مز کیا پتہ یم چھونے ابھی پٹھن کا سمندر مثلا سورہ طه چھ گڑا فَلْيُلْقِهِ الْيَمُّ بِالسَّاحِلِ يَأْخُذُهُ عَدُوٌّ لِّي وَعَدُوٌّ لَّهُ یم مطلب گوئی سمندر وچ یلی یم دریا دلو تو اس لوکچارس مز اخ کتھ اخ بوزمز ترین لوکس لکچس بچس نصیحت کران پتس دپان خبردار یتنا نیبر نیرا کیاز اچھی یم کر کوئی عام یمک عام مرادی چھ یہ یم سات سمندر پن چوٹ مسراوان کمن کمن بڑن بڑن جہازن کران نیندر سلام تو کیا ونان مصنف بڑھ ہیت عقل ہند زور بنو یہ آد رونق آد کاملو اجزی زونوک بڑ ہیت عقل ہند زورق زورق چھ ونان فارسی پٹھن لکچ مکچ نان یس لکٹ ناو یت من صرف اخ نفر یا زٕ نفر واتن تتھ ونان چھ فارسی پٹھن یہ ہسا گئی زورق یہ جائے مراد بڑ ہیت عقل ہند زورق بڑ یعنی بڑے لوگ علماء مراجع ولی وسیع کی پیغمبر بڑ ہیت عقل ہند زورق کم کم بڑ اس یم پنہ عقل ہنز لکچ لکچ ناد ہیت درایا کم خطر اس کرو خدا سنز معرفت حاصل لیکن بڑ مطلب وہ صرف بڑے لوگ یہ کی چونکہ اکثر تو یت ماحولس من روزان مومنین اکثر و بیشتر کوشر کم استعمال گسان لیکن انگلش زیادہ استعمال گسان نتیجہ نیران کشر زبان دہ دہ ختم گسان بڑ ہیت عقل ہند زورق بڑ مطلب وہ صرف بڑے لوگ یت کی بلکہ بڑ ہیت عقل ہند زورق بڑ اس ونان تمن لوکن یم رود ست بڑمت آسن تمن ونان یم رود ست بڑمت یعنی بڑ ہیت عقل ہند زورق کم کم لوک یم درائے خدایس پرزناونہ تمن کیا گو تم پہ آب ست بڑمت اد آب راون اجزی زونت بس یہ جائے کرو نات چونکہ وقت تو لحاظ تھوڑت نات پیغمبر خدا صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم مزل یم کے مصر ہدی جناب رسول خدا صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم جو خدا وندی کریم قانون ونہن کرے گزران مجلس ہند سانز کورمت ام مجلس ہند سائے کورمت خدا وندا واسطہ حضرت امام حسین علیہ السلام سن یم یو کے اس من سن مومنین بہت تہند خان کر یہند گر کر دین دنیا آباد آمین شفیع رسول فاطمہ الزہرا سلام اللہ علیہا خدا بندہ حضرت زہرا سن پاس یم بے اولاد التماس کرمت بے اولاد کر اولاد صالح عطا بیمار و بیمار دارو التماس کرمت دات امام حسین علیہ السلام بیمار کر شفائی کامل عطا تو کیا فرماوان نات نبی رسول خدا سن نات سمنز بس چونکہ نات پیغمبر چھو ور جوش سان ونو پیغمبر سے میں شوق تو لول کر حق میں فلک نبوت ستارہ روشن سے روشن ستار کیا چھ پیغمبر سنس فکس مشاق بڑی استاد گزرین میں ونان اس حضرت کاشف الغطا تی ونان روشن ستار کی کچھ پیغمبر اسلام اذا وقف فی الشمس او فی القمر کان نورہ یغلب انوارہا اگر پیغمبر اسلام دہلی نیرہن تاپس کدر روشن چھو دہلی نیرہن تاپس آفتابس روزہن ٹھہرے آفتابس روزہن بچے کانا نورہو یغلب انوارہا تم ساتھ اس پیغمبر سے اپنی روئے انوار نور آفتاب اس نور اس پٹھ غالب دیوان اللہم صلی علی محمد فلک نبوت ستارہ روشن سے صرف لگ حسب تارہ اتن تچو تار اگر اس ونو خشکس پر روزن ولس لوکس ونو ون سا تار مطلب کیا ہو گرمی لوکن ونو تار ون سا کیا ہو یم خشکس پر روزن ول لوک آسن زمینی لوکن ونو تار مطلب کیا ہو تی منن تار گئی ہے بجلی تار یا تار وائن گو گیٹار وائن نوٹ وائن گئی تار لیکن یہ سمندرس مز روزن ولس انسان ون تار کیا ہو اس کشیر مزن ڈل جھیل برونٹ یہ ڈل کے لوگن ونان ورنو سا تار تم ونان تار مطلب گو نائی تار یعنی نائی مز کرو نفر سوار اکہ محل پہ دیو تار تو واتناون بیس محلس اور صاحب کلام ونا اگر نہیں پیغمبر اسلام سوز ہم یت دنیا من یہ دنیا کیا گیا قطب اقتارا ونیو سری لگ حسن تارا لگی ہے یلی ونچ صاحب کلام کت پٹ کور معراج سرور کائنات رسول اعظم پیغمبر خدا محمد مصطفیٰ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم خود معلق دین تخت فلک کر روشن دنیوک لنگر سری بنزے کنگر عرش کی کون پہلے روشن دنیاہک لنگر عرشک پنگر کنگر چھو کوشر لفظ کنگر چھو بناویس امسات محرابن یا مسجدن یا امام بارگاہن محراب سکان چھے محراب اس بروہ کالی شکلی آسان یزن بن آسفت کون پیٹیہا تان تان گسان گسان پوٹو لاتن گزر پیٹکن روزن آک تاج آک پیوٹ آک کون آک تک کون شوان کیشر پیٹ کنگر وکیز ون یہ مصنفن مضمونی جہاز مز کیز کرن لفظ کنگر استعمال پنگر کیونکہ یہ زن پرون سمندری جہاز اس محراب چی چالت آسان یعنی سوس پت کھول آسان لیکن بروکن گفتہ آسان یہ ہوئی پیٹ تاج تاکہ سو روز آب سٹان تو موشن روز برقرار تو آب جہاز روز پک کریے یہ معلم دین تخت فلکس کر روشن دنیاہک لنگریت عرشک کنگر یہ پیغمبر صاحبن عرشک محراب کے روشن یہ معراجس کھول کیا قوم کت پڑ گئے اخ نور ہیر قائم زمین پٹ عرش عظیم استا سپن زنجیر بست نردبان نوک نور در یک ہوا آسمانن در یک ہوا معراج کو پیغمبر اسلام عرش نزدیک بود رسول اعظم وچی چیز فرق وچو پیغمبر صبس پن قدم تراؤن عرش عظیم اس پیٹ اراد کو رسول رحمتن میں چھو عرشس پر سوار گھسن بگر پنیو پایو مز یم نعلین نبر بگر پنیو کھرو مز خربان نبر ونیو اس ارادے کا رسول اللہ جو خدا بندی کریم سز آواز آئیس میان حبیب نعلین کا نچین کا اجازت تقدم علی العرش بالنعلین پنیو خربان ہیت اسو عرش عظیم اس پیٹ تکیازی لیتشرف العرش بالغبار النعلین تاکہ چانو خربانوں پٹ وسمس یہ گرد این گرد سے بخشک مزید عظمت مینس عرش عظیم اس یا رسول اللہ زی پیغمبر صاحبن کے زمین پٹ عرش عظیم استان ہفت آسمان تائی ہفت آسمان یعنی ست آسمان کرن تائی مگر پوت سنا وقت لوگ یمن ستن آسمان تائی کرنس پوت سنا وقت لوگ تو ہیزو بر زبان دما تائی کری دما تائی کری ہفت پردے سما دما پردے سما ونیو دما تائی کرے ہفت پردے سما دما حجاب گزرے حجاب گزرے حجاب ندا رسول خدا کے عظیم پہ میانے حبیب تمہیں اسلام لیکن اسلام سیت سیت میری چیز ذات سٹھا تکلیف ندا یا نبی سب نئی عطا تکلیف سمندر تکلیف سب نئی عطا تکلیف سمندر تکلیف یا رسول اللہ گویا ژاسک نیران مکہ معظم کے بازر منز لکاس نے سے پام دیوان لکاس نے کہیں لائے یا ربی ژاسک پکا مکچو گھڑیوں میں لکاس نے سے پر چھوٹا توئی سکنوی عطا تکلیف سمندر سکنوی عطا تکلیف سمندر تکلیف جہاز تاک اندر یا جائچ لفظ لنگر لنگر مطلب کیا یہ ساتھ یہ ناو یا لکٹ جہاز آبس مز آج تنگی پن پن سامان بہتر کام کران تی ناو چھ آبس مز گزر لیکن یہ ساتھ یہ ناو دلدلس مز پھیس یم سات یہ ناو سیک مز پھیس تنگی چھن اک تم سامان کام کران کہیں یم ات آبس مز کام کران چھ تنگی چھو ایک کشیر مزود اکوی اصول اگر ناو گسی دلدلس مز بان یا گسی سیک مز بان ناو چلاون وول ویسے نائی مز بون پنس پانس گنڈ اخ راز رسی اخ راز اخ گنڈ سو راز گنڈ پوتس نائس پان تک برونٹ برونٹ نائی لگ سیک مز کھینچ ناو کھسی سیک مز دل مز ہور یعنی راز راز سیک لنگس ات ونان چھ ارشد پہ لنگر دیون اللہ تعالیٰ سن ندا آس یا رسول اللہ یہ ساتھ چاندی اسلام جہاز ظلم شرک چس دلدلس مز بان تیچی میں سو انتظام کرمت یس چلس جہازس لنگر دیے تمس کون پہ پانس راز تراوین مگر چلس اسلامس دی لنگر پیغمبر صبن کرنس عرض خدایا یہ لنگری کامل کسنا ایسے میرے جہازس اس دی لنگر لنگری کاملو ز علی چھوی لنگر بحث میں علی بحث کے لنگر کامل ہے لنگر کاملو چا علی چھوئی لنگر اچھا اتپٹ کرو سا شاید ونو شاید آئیسے خدا بندی کریمن نون تمام کریم اچھا اس منان پنس روش تبلیغ اسمز بزبان حال یا مونس خدا بندی کریمن یا رسول اللہ یم ساتھ چانی اسلامک جہاز کسی سیک مزبان سیک مزبان یا میتھرمی تم شخص یم پانس راز تراون مگر چیز اسلام کی جہاز کھالن میتھرمی تم شخص یم ایمن زنجیر پین مگر اسلام اس کھالن ہو اگر تیمن کور پہ بازار شام مجھے گزر مگر چیز اسلام اس تراون نہ پائے تیمن کور پہ دربار یزید استاد روزن مگر چیز اسلام اس دن سیک مز بند گست کے پیغمبر باوت اس قرآن میں ونتی ہم کون دن میں لنگر بینس اسلام کی پاسس اس بھی لنگر لنگری کاملو حضرت زینب چھئی لنگر زینب حضرت زینب نے آسا مجالس آسا حضرت زینب نے آسا تحریک کربلا آسا حضرت زینب نے آسا شاہد اسلام آسا حضرت زینب نے آسا کھانے کا وسکن سجدہ آسا لنگر لولو جناب زینب چھئی لنگر بس مگر وقت اوس سنگین یم سات راز کرت کورک بیمار کربلا اوس بیمار سٹھا نور اظہر یہ چھن گۄڈنیُک سفر حضرت زینبس یہ چھُ وۄنۍ دویمہِ لٹہِ نیرُن شام جناب زینب کبراہس فرق چھِ یہِ زِ ییٚلہِ گۄڈنِچ لٹہِ درٛاے شام تیٚلہِ ٲس استاد جناب زینب مگر دویمہِ لٹہِ درٛاے شام تیٚلہِ ٲس آس تکرِتھ تیٚلہِ ٲس تمت خمید جناب زینب تیٚلہِ ٲس حضرت فضا پٔتۍ کِنۍ تھپھ کٔرِتھ جناب زینبس دویمہِ سفر اوس امام سجاد اکہِ اندٕ تھپھ کٔرِتھ جناب زینبس ییٚلہِ درٛاے ات فضس درٛاے برملا ات بٲے سٕنٛدِس اول خانس بیٚیہِ ظُلمٕچ تامس سفر کرے مگر کۄس کٲم کٔر جناب زینبن پننہِ کُلسُم نِش بیمار فاطمس تھوٚوُن گرِ بس وصیت کران چھِ جناب زینب پننہِ کُلسُمس دپان چھس کُلسُم مےٚ تھٲوٕنۍ امام حُسین بیمار کوٗر امام حُسین بیمار کوٗر تھٲوٕنۍ یتیٖم مدیٖنس منٛز أمِس ٲسۍ وِزِ وِزِ دل تسلی کران کیازِ بہٕ زینب یِمے نہٕ وۄنۍ واپس مدیٖنہٕ ییٚتہِ نہٕ أمِس بیمار کورِ زانٛہہ گژھِ بابہٕ سٕنٛز کٔمی محسوٗس زانٛہہ گژھِ حضرت عباس سٕنٛدِ کٔمی محسوٗس پانہٕ درٛایہِ جناب زینب دوٚپنَس دُنیا بے وفا بیٚنہِ دِیہِ Fatima's Lord, yes, that's a lot, very sister, riches as a pillow, ye Imam Hussain, बेमार पूर से शफी तवसील खुदाया बेमारों से इल्तिमास कर बेमारों का शिफाई कामिल आता मगर अगर ज़हमनी ये बेमार पूर दबने पुख ज़ैनब क्या जीन वापस कुलसूम मेरी शिकायत पेश न हकीकत वंजस ये पूर के खामोश पेश ऐसी इमाम हुसैन Imam Hussain'i marga tohunlukka buni benni gayri çanıkatilo as Imam Hussain Janabi Zainab, asker Karbal hiç Şam hiç ziyaret nasip. Taki Osman hoş Janabi Zainab as hiç मतलब ये छ ऐसे बूसू तो योर यत गरस गोड मोज मरान छ यत गरस गोड मोज रावान छ ऐसे बूसू तो गरस से छल छांगर गसान मगर चश्मो मुश्तन साथ एक साथ फातिमा गुजारा अत गरस रो मुझे छल छांगर क्या गए खाने इमामतस आप बोल छु करबला ब्यार बोल छु मज़रिबती बिन छ शामस मंज बाब छु नजफस मंज देर छ मज़ारिबती अस मंज कुछ छल छांगर क्या चाट गरस गमस मोज राव नस बेननी गई छन कफिलो बेननी Bas gau margas MCB Zaid Oy gane gelir moyhos Asghar Ali MCB Zaid Sallallahu alayhi ya Aba Abdullah, sallallahu alayhi ya Mazluma, ya laytana kunna ma'akum fawzan fawzan azima. وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلَبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ خدایا سون یہ پرن کر قبول یہ ماحول یاد و ماتم شور شیون واقع پر تربت حضرت سید شہداء خدا بندہ شفیع محمد و آل محمد یمو التماس دعا کر چاہے یکسر زمین اسپیکٹ یا اکثر زمین اسپیکٹ یوکی اس منز یمو التماس دعا کر امام حسین چی شفیع وسیل کی نام و نام حاجات کر روا آمین دعا کر پرت بیمارس کر شفائی کامل عطا مد نظر بیمار علاج بیمار اس کر شفائی کامل عطا یم سن عزادار سن مریض زنگ سون خون ات یوکیس مزن محفل برپا کران چی مجالس برگزار کران چی فاطمہ زہرا سن گر چی شفیع وسیل خدایا یہ گھر کر دین دنیا آباد ویزی کر روشت رفاقت عطا حضرت عباس چی تسلیل ایمان مومن مجلس کن سائی پر مجھ زانس پر مجھ یوکیس پروردگار حضرت عباس علیہ السلام شفیع وسیل اندر مشکلاتن کر آسان کر آسان پروردگار یمنی پنس جوارس کن اسلاف اموات آبا و اجداد تم سری کرو دری کی پہلے رحمت جب تین روح تین کر مسرور بحرمت ثواب سورہ مبارک فاتحہ بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم الحمد للہ رب العالمین الرحمن الرحیم مالک یوم الدین ایاک نعبد و ایاک نستعین اهدنا الصراط المستقیم صراط الذین انعمت علیہم
سلوات ہلو ہلو سلوات we'd like to now welcome Dr. Zahoor to recite a Noha.
اللہم صلی اللہ محمد وآل محمد وقت چھ سٹھا تنگ اس کرو کم زیارت اخذ جناب زینب سلام علیہ ہے اس پتہ تہند رول کربلا کس مارکس مز تو کربلا پت کیا اس تہند رول تہند شجاعت تہند صبر تو تہذ لیڈرشپ یس تات کرو اس سلام تو بے بارو تھوڑا مسائل یہ چون صبر و قرار عزم و یقین جرت وقار زینب یہ چون صبر و قرار عزم و یقین جرت وقار زینب سلام سوزان سے چھئی مشیت سرزی چھی کردگار زینب یہ چون صبر و قرار عزم و یقین جرت وقار زینب میون مظلوم آگ تلہن تو تیر کڑ حق حریر تنتاس میون مظلوم آگ تلہن تو تیر کڑ حق حریر تنتاس اگر ژےٚ زنجیر ژٹِہی ژےٚ میلہی واگزار زینب اگر ژےٚ زنجیر ژٹِہی ژےٚ میلہی واگزار زینب یہ چون صبر و قرار عزم و یقین جرت وقار زینب چاند وہن چھُی عزم مقدس چھُدس حسینس تُلُس تہٕ سکھراو چاند وہن چھُی عزم مقدس چھُدس حسینس تُلُس و سکھراو لوگ شمرن کھنجر ہٹس تس ژٕ شام کُن گژھ تیار زینب لوگ شمرن کھنجر ہٹس تس ژٕ شام کُن گژھ تیار زینب عباسی علی یُن بدن چھُ ٹھہرِتھ وۄتھان ؤتھِ ؤتھِ گِران ہے ہے عباسی علی یُن بدن چھُ ٹھہرِتھ وۄتھان ؤتھِ ؤتھِ گِران ہے ہے شُرٮ۪ن وَنکھ نا رسائی پہن تم ودن سُہے قرار زینب شُرٮ۪ن وَنکھ نا رسائی پہن تم ودن سُہے قرار زینب تُلان ژےٚ ٲسٕے سحر وقتس صبح جانن تلاوت چلائی تُلان ٲسٕے ژےٚ سحر وقتس صبح جانن تلاوت چلائی و دگ تسنز تھاوِ راتہِ راتس ژےٚ وٲنٛسہِ وادن ہُشار زینب و دگ تسنز تھاوِ راتہِ راتس ژےٚ وٲنٛسہِ وادن ہُشار زینب ژےٚ نِتھ چھےٚ پیمٕژ دِلاس دیٖدی سِیاہ سرن عشق بار زینب ژےٚ نِتھ چھےٚ پیمٕژ دِلاس دیٖدی سِیاہ سرن عشق بار زینب چھِ بے کسی ہٕنٛز وسان جگرس ژٹان ژٹان ذوالفقار زینب یہ چون صبر و قرار عزم و یقین جرت وقار زینب عظیم تر اکھ مشن نکھس چھی موائے پردک ژٕ بر پکان گژھ عظیم تر اکھ مشن نکھس چھی موائے پردک ژٕ بر پکان گژھ خدائے برتر کراں وہ لُتھ چھُی مۄکھٕ سے گردو غبار زینب خدائی برتر کراں وہ لُتھ چھُی مۄکھٕ سے گردو غبار زینب یوہی تمنا یوہی میں حسرت یوہی میں چھم آرزو حیاتک یوہی تمنا یوہی میں حسرت یوہی میں چھم آرزو حیاتک میں چن سی باب سب سی نیش نصیب سن مزار زینب یہ چون صبر و قرار عزم و یقین جرت وقار زینب سلام سوزان سے چھئی مشیت سے رزی چھی کردگار زینب اللہم صلی اللہ محمد و آل محمد
Salawat. We would now like to welcome Zahid Mir to please recite a Noha. Salawat.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Raheem. Assalamu alaikum. I need a support from you. That's one way. شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی چنما اوکے نہ دل روتا نہ غم ہوتا نہ ایسا کہیں ماتم ہوتا نہ دل روتا نہ غم ہوتا نہ ایسا کہیں ماتم ہوتا شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی مظلوم کی دنیا میں مظلوم کی دنیا میں طرفداری نہ ہوتی شبیر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی شبیر کا مقصد جو سمجھ لیتا زمانہ شبیر کا مقصد جو سمجھ لیتا زمانہ قرآن کو سمجھنے میں قرآن کو سمجھنے میں یہ دشواری نہ ہوتی شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی کیا فائدہ آنکھوں کا رہ جاتا ذرا سوچو کیا فائدہ آنکھوں کا رہ جاتا ذرا سوچو ان آنکھوں میں مولا کی ان آنکھوں میں مولا کی جو غم خواری نہ ہوتی شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی شبیر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی شبیر کے روزے پہ کچھ روز جو رہتے شبیر کے روزے پہ کچھ روز جو رہتے تم کو کبھی جنت کی تم کو کبھی جنت کی طلبگاری نہ ہوتی شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی شبیر مگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی دو روز بھی جنت میں رہنا ہمیں مشکل تھا، دو روز بھی جنت میں رہنا ہمیں مشکل تھا، زہرا تیرے بچوں کی، زہرا تیرے بچوں کی جو سرداری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی، غازی تیرے جیسا جو علمدار نہ ہوتا، غازی تیرے جیسا جو علمدار نہ ہوتا، دنیا میں علم ہوتا، دنیا میں علم ہوتا، علمداری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی، شرمندہ سکینہ سے اگر ہوتا نہ پانی، شرمندہ سکینہ سے اگر ہوتا نہ پانی، یہ رسم سبیلوں کی، یہ رسم سبیلوں کی کبھی جاری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی، ناموس محمد کو جو پہچانتی دنیا، ناموس محمد کو جو پہچانتی دنیا، زینب کے کھلے سر پہ، زینب کے کھلے سر پہ یہ سنگ باری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی، جنت میں قدم رکھتے نہیں سرور و ریحاں، جنت میں قدم رکھتے نہیں سرور و ریحاں، جنت میں جو مولا کی، جنت میں جو مولا کی عزاداری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی، مظلوم کی دنیا میں، مظلوم کی دنیا میں طرفداری نہ ہوتی، شبیر اگر تیری عزاداری نہ ہوتی۔ کیا پڑھنا، یہی پڑھنا ہے؟
یا حسین
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 یا حسین،
دیکھا زینب کو تو عبداللہ نے رو کر پوچھا، اے ضعیفہ میری زینب کو کہیں دیکھا ہے، اے ضعیفہ، سب لوگ مل کے ساتھ میں پڑھیں، اے ضعیفہ میری زینب کو کہیں دیکھا ہے، کس لیے آئی ہے کرنے میرے گھر تو گریا، اے ضعیفہ میری زینب کو کہیں دیکھا ہے، اے ضعیفہ میری زینب کو کہیں دیکھا ہے، اے ضعیف کیا محمد کی نواسی کو تو پہچانتی ہے، کیا میرے نو محمد کو بھی تو جانتی ہے، تجھ کو معلوم ہے احوال میرے بچوں کا، اے ضعیفہ میری کو کہیں دے، اے ضعیفہ میری کتنی مشہور تھی اس شہر میں غیرت اس کی، اپنی مادر سے بہت ملتی تھی صورت اس کی، اور گھر گھر سے نکلتی تھی وہ زہرا کردار، اے ضعیفہ اے ضعیفہ میری کھینچا کرتا تھا قناتیں علی اکبر اس کی، کتنی تعظیم کیا کرتے تھے سرور اس کی، اور عباس دیا کرتے تھے پہرا اس کا، اے ضعیفہ اے ضعیفہ بدلیاں غم کی مدینے پہ جو یہ چھائی ہیں، کیا وہ شہزادیاں پردیس سے لوٹائی ہیں، آ گیا خیر سے کیا صبح نبی کا کنبہ، اے ضعیفہ اے ضعیفہ روک کے عبداللہ کو تب حضرت زینب نے کہا، میں ہی زینب ہوں، مصائب نے مجھے گھیرا ہے، آج تم بھی نہیں پہچانتے چہرہ میرا، میں ہی زینب ہوں، مصائب نے مجھے گھیرا ہے، میں ہی زینب ہوں، مصائب نے مجھے، میں ہی زینب ہوں، مصائب نے مجھے لے گیا نر غے آدا میں مجھے میرا نصیب، اب میرے پاس نہ محمل ہے نہ مقنا نہ ردا، میں ہی زینب ہوں مصائب نے مجھے، میں ہی زینب ہوں مصائب، ہوئے مقتل میں جفاداشت ہوئے، یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین حسین یا حسین.
اوکے گژھو جمع اخ کشمیری نوا چلو یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین. دیت چاک ود بیب زینبن لایس علمدارو زور وارو، دیت چاک ود بیب زینبن ناد لایس علمدارو زور وارو، علمدار بایو تلیزے یل استاد کرنم یزدن دربارو، کداوار بایو تلیزے یل استاد کرنم یزدن دربارو، تسبن کیا یس یک جا اردہ بے گچھن مارو زور وارو، تسبن کیا یس یک جا اردہ بے گچھن مارو زور وارو، زور وار بایو تلیزے یل استاد کرنم یزدن دربارو، علمدار بایو تلیزے یل استاد کرنم یزدن دربارو، ودبنا مہرین فاطمن ینی وول میون کور مرگن آوارو، ودبنا مہرین فاطمہ ینی وول میون کور مرگن آوارو، مز خانس میچ گئی مو متو تم مہرازو امی لکچارو، مز خانس میچ گئی مو متو مرتم مہرازو امی لکچارو، آبدار بایو تلیزے یلی ستاد کرنم یزدن دربارو، کداوار بایو تلیزے یلی ستاد کرنم یزدن دربارو، کھسکین پیاران مز خان تسلا دیوان معصوم انشیر خار، کھسکین پیاران مز خمس تسلا دیوان سومن شیر خاران، چھے نہ خبر لج مستبر یلی مرہوم کداوارو زور وارو، کداوار بایو تلیزے یلی استاد کرنم یزدن دربارو، شام کی سفرس یلی کڑنم سیت آسے ژوٗرِم امام بیمارو، شام کی سفرس یلی کڑنم ژوٗرِم امام بیمارو، متو مرتم کتھ کرتم سۭتۍ پکتم یژُن چھُم یزدن دربارو، متو مرتم کتھ کرتم سۭتۍ پکتم گژھُن چھُم یزدن دربارو، علمدار بایو تلیز ییٚلہِ استاد کرنم یزدن دربارو، کداوار بایو تلیز استاد کرنم یزدن دربارو، لایس علمدارو دیت چاک ود بیب زینبن ناد لایس علمدارو زور وارو، علمدار بایو تلیزے کرنم یزدن دربارو، یا حسین 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 یا حسین